What's up, everybody? How you doing? Good evening. Elden Ring. Elden Ring the Second. The game tried to beat me last time, but it hasn't beat me down yet. How you doing, friends? Hope you're chilling and partying like rock stars. You know, my voice is a little bit shot. I got that con voice. Game, hello? Continue. This is us. Look at us. Look at us. We look so cute. I got this big sword. I just met somebody. They were very sad. Now, it is still telling me to go down in this direction. Oh. But I went this way. There's also a tree here. Let's head back to the shopkeeper. What's up, Stiz? How are you, friend? Am I able to upgrade my sword another time? Someone's got that dark fantasy voice. How you doing? Yeah, I'm a little raspy. Alright, I need to find another smithing stone the second. I understand. What's up, Yund? Okie dokie. Rather than immediately following the light stuff, what if we explored randomly? Like, what are you? How are we doing? We're pretty good, you know? What do you think this is? Guide and gatekeeper for those returning to their roots. What does that mean? Oh. Oh! There's an arena update? Ah, man, I don't play any arena. But neat. I'm happy for you. Hello. Good day. Ooh, what did you drop? Ow! Ow! Stop that. Oh my god, my horse! What the heck? Oh, oh, what's this? What's this we have found? I'm sure. Okay, the Stormfoot Catacombs. You know, we just got in here, so let's fill up our flasks, shall we? How many? I got 555 Elden Rings, so I imagine I'm okay. Who are you? Ellipses. A proper death means returning to the Erd tree. Have patience until the time comes and the roots call to you. Okay, it's the same thing again. Loot. What the heck are you? There's another one? Okay. 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 I see what's up. All right. Fascinating. absolutely wrecked. I got some root resin. Do I care? Interesting. I'm checking every corner now. What's this? The summoning pool is now functional. What does that mean? I don't think I care. Locked from behind. Interesting. This game may as well be Dark Souls 4. Why stop there? Why not Dark Souls 5? What else can we say to take away my experience streaming this game for the first time? We don't have to crap on everything we see. Sometimes we can just appreciate things for what they are. Feels like a very cynical first take. I got a feeling like a blade is going to try and hit me in here. Oh God! Okay. Oh my God. Where did you even come from? Can I turn this off? Oh, I can. I hit it. I hit it and then the fire goes away. Is something going to drop from above again? Oh, wait a second. What's this? Oh, absolutely nothing. Okay, so you can disable it, but you can't turn it off. That did not work very well. Got it. Good, good. It's very funny as well. Oh my goodness, stop it. There was one behind me. Every time I think there's something in front of me that I should focus on, another one comes and stabs me in the butt. I knew it! I knew it. All right. That's our warm-up. Ah, it's fine. I've never fought these weird things. So there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. And this time I know I don't have to go straight, so I go this way. And then I remember that there's a little idiot right here. No. Oh, I have to do the whole upstairs section first? Brutal. Come down, please. There's another one that can drop down too, right? Come on down. You coming? What's up? Is there... I'm just noticing there's a torch here that's not on fire. Is there an item I can use that lights something on fire, friends? What's up, Hyper Girly Hyper Pop? I have a torch that I can use as a weapon. Thank you. Who hit me? There it is. I will try going back there. Oh. It's down. Oh my god. I've had to time that like so perfectly. Oh well. Oh my stuff. Oh. I don't know what that does. Oh, there's another enemy here. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to put these ones out. You think there's a fire breath move with the torch? What other buttons do I have? It's equipped two-handed now. I'm trying the other special move. I have no idea. Is there? How would I do that? The weapon art. There's the skill. Aha! Okay, I think my thought that I had to somehow light that on fire didn't lead to anything, and that's okay. My gamer instincts have never been known to be wrong before. Did I unlock this door? I did unlock this door. You know what? Before we go fight this boss, let's go see if there's anything else. Because there's like one other There was one other room direction I hadn't gone yet. God, there's so many of them here. Oh, do I get them all in one big swing? Let's go. A smoldering butterfly. Please clap. I came all this way for a smoldering butterfly. I hope that's good. Yeah, all these braziers are on fire except for that one. Fascinating. The one time you don't try for secret puzzles. The one time, yeah, it'll actually be there. Yeah. All right. I didn't actually get whatever this loot was either. Oh my God. Did I literally guess wrong? I'm out of flasks. All right, this is fine. Okay. I'm enjoying watching me play Elden Rings. Thank you. Yeah, also thank you for like the just chilling, you know? There's definitely that worry when you play a game like Elden Ring that you're like, well, this would have been fun to stream. But like a certain level of backseating, you're just like, yeah, it ain't worth it. But chat's been very good. So thank you, friends. All right, we're going to do a little rest here. Before I go in and fight that boss, I should make sure that I have everything that I need. Can't get over how large my sword is. Thank you. My sword's been working out. All right. Let's go die. I'm fighting a Meow Meow Erd Tree Burial Watchdog. I beg your pardon? That was so fast. Oh, God. Swing, swing. Got it. You look like you're about to breathe fire at me. Oh my God, you turn so fast. Oh my God. Oh, what is that timing? I got greedy for that second hit, chat. Oh, no! That was very cool. For my first attempt, that was not bad. That was not bad. It definitely did that bop thing, which I find very frustrating, but whatever. Ogie, 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 ogie. Very fun. Very good first attempt. Oh, I guess the I put in a save to disable the multiplayer comments, and it looks like it worked. I beg your pardon? Oh no, how did that miss? Or hit, rather. Oh my god. Oh, that's a new move. Hello. Please go away. Dang. Oh, that's so funny. All right. We're getting there. That was attempt number 2. You're on a break and realize you're out of snacks. Fisher. My friend, I believe we can get you some snacks. Oops. Oh, it, as soon as I hit it, it definitely sped up. Oh my god, it's so slow today. Oh god. I don't know if I can ever dodge this. Oh. Oh my goodness, the timing on that. Hey! Third try. Let's go. Noble Sorcerer Ashes. Okay. This is gross. So is the lore implication that this weird cat was like feeding bodies to the roots of the tree? What is this? The ghost outside said everybody wants to be buried at the tree. Interesting. People pay good money to get buried under these trees? All right. A proper death means returning to the Erd tree. Have patience until the time comes and the roots call to you. Interesting. Okay, well that was interesting. I got some herbs and spices. I got an ashes. You're gonna donate every organ possible for a better chance of being a ghost? Wow. Wait, I have 3,000. I don't think that's enough to do anything cool yet. What are you? Hello? Bunch of weird little guys. Someone said you could attach ashes to a weapon. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, good question. No, ashes are the summons. I've discovered. What are you? What are you? Wait. Oh, there's an awful mosquito thing here. No. I hate big bugs. What class did we play? Or choose? Blue. Okay, if you're not going to do anything, I'm just going to leave. Hello? I hate you. Alright, what are you? I got the great dragonfly head. Gross. Oh! I know one meme about Elden Ring. That's a dog. Oh, gross. I got poop. Alright, well. We found our first dog, chat. We found our first dog. Oh, I found another cave. Wait, I may as well rest. I'm going into a new area and I'm down a flask. Oh, I forgot where I was. I was trying to get up to 18 strength. I was going to do vigor, endurance, strength until they're all at 18, I think. And then I don't know what I was going to do afterwards. What did I do? I went all the way south and I killed some kind of angry cat. And then I went to give a letter to somebody and then I came back and their daughter was dead. And then we all cried and I stopped playing for the night. This is the second Elden Ring stream, correct? Where are we? We're in a den of wolves. That was easy. Oh god, there's another wolf. I should guess that there's always another wolf. Now, here's an interesting observation. Are animals not weird undead zombie things? Only people become weird dead zombie things? Cave moss. Man, I'm just gonna jump smash all these homies. I don't think all people are weird undead things either. Well, ooh, fireflies. You say that, and then, you know. Oh, there's another wolf. Oh, oh. Oh. What's up, Rach? What, pray tell, are you? Five attack combo? Dang, that seemed cool. That seemed close. I like Canada, but I'm from Finland. Neat. I like Finland and I'm from Canada. So welcome on in, friend. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm going to try and run past all the wolves and get right into the combat area. Let's see if I'm an Elden Ringer. Uh-oh. Did I go this way before? Can they follow me in? Oh, I'm out of stamina. I did it! Yo, second try? We're learning the Flame Drake Talisman. Very interesting. Let's go. That one didn't hit as hard as a lot of the other ones have been hitting, which was kind of cool. And its attack pattern seemed to be a lot more telegraphed. Pardon me. Hiya. All right. Is there a legend? You prefer mouse and keyboard? I'm playing on mouse and keyboard as well, yeah. You and I, we're not so different. You drop a hat? No. They recommend that you use a controller. I can't. I have a big old injury in my left hand, which prevents me from using a controller. I had no idea there was a grace here. Oh. Hello. May I pass? Ow. Oh my god, they're shooting at me. What's happening here? I want that white thing on the floor. Oh, just a lump of flesh? That's kind of funny. Oh my god, there's another one. Was it this another one, or did symbol guy just jump? Did they make mouse and keyboard decent? It's a little bit clunky, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I wouldn't say this is great or flawless. You just smash that tree, homie. Oh my god, you have a shockwave? Can we take a second to appreciate that I just instinctively jumped and I managed to dodge a shockwave? Just like randomly, instinctively. Ooh, I got booties. I went back. Ooh. Lord Sworn Straight Sword. Wow, say that one 5 times fast, eh? There's one more person left. You assume I like challenges and sweaty gameplay. Yeah, well, within reason. I'm not one of that person, one of those types of people that puts myself through, like, needless gauntlets. But I don't shy away from hard games. But, like, I don't know. I'm not the type of person who's going to commit to, like, a no-hit run on a game or something like that. You know what I mean? But the games I play, you know, roguelikes and the such, do tend to err a little bit on the harder side. Oh, look at this little tree. Hi, little buddy. 1 golden seed. Feels like there should be a campfire around here somewhere. A woo? Oh my god, the wolves can fly? Where did they even come from? Is this what people in Australia are always warning you of? Drop wolves. There you are, minding your own business. Suddenly, falling from the sky are the awoos. Stones Ward Key. All right. Who are you?
Everyone's been grafted.
What does that mean?
They came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you
What?
know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it. You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormdale Castle?
Am I?
Influenced by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider.
No?
That makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off. Or legs. Or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven. Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you? The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little un. It was a pleasure. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. And that, despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough.
Weird.
I'm on the hang of this whole pain thing, you know?
You want to see jellyfish as my summon instead of the awoos? Is that what I'm hearing, chat? You're no longer part of Team Awoo. How do I use that one? This is where the mouse and keyboard becomes a little bit odd. Okay, switch display. How do I equip it? Oh, like that. Okay, so I go here. I switch this, and I say, nay. Give me the jellies. Is Vancouver that popular place in Canada? Wait, hold on a second here.
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the Earth Tree. This light once shone in the eyes
Hold
of
for
the
lore.
tarnished brethren, but now it is all that guides you. Also, I hear you can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden.
Sure. Anything else?
On the cliff in Castle Stormvale is a shard bearer, a demigod, who inherited a fragment of the shattered Elden Ring. If the rays of grace signal the castle, then the Elden Ring beckons you. As an ally by pact, I pray that you are fit to face the challenge presented by the ring. Upon the cliff in Castle Stormvale.
Right. Okay, we talked about this. Yeah.
As an ally, pray to face.
Okay, can I level up?
I turn your runes to strength.
Please.
Let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me.
All right. So we're doing vigor, endurance, and strength evenly until I get my strength to 18. And then I don't know what to do. But for now, the idea of putting more points into strength, or pardon me, endurance, basically more HP and more stamina make me happy. Oh, a golden seed. One more flask. That seems great. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. All right, apparently my job is to go up this hill to the castle and kill the demigod. Oh, you are hitting me harder than I expected. Hi, my love. One smoldering butterfly, please. I see a little statue there. That means bad things are about to happen to me. Oh my god, I was kidding. Oh no. Well, that was convenient. Last time somebody was firing arrows at me, they had a great big ballista. There's like a giant stone archer at the end of a walkway. Oh, there's a person here. Oh, there's people everywhere here. Can I equip this? No. All right, if you're backing away, I'm going in. Cool. Ooh, what's this? Aha! All right. Lost grace discovered. Off to kill a demigod, almost dies to round. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh, I can talk to Melina again. Melina?
Me? I'm searching for my purpose, given to me by my mother inside the Erd Tree, long ago.
Is she saying that her mom is inside the Erd Tree?
Burned and bodiless. There is something for which I must apologize. I've acted the Finger Maiden, yet can offer no guidance. I am no maiden. My purpose was long ago lost.
No matter how much I play this game, I still want to use the ballistas. Can you not use the ballistas? Tragic. All right, can I level up at all first? No, I can't. Well, I think it's time to go lose 1,700 urns, eh? God, you hate it when your mom's a tree? It's so relatable. Oh, this area is cool. Cutscene?
In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Are you the spider? What graphics setting am I on? High. Wow, you're so big. Oh. I just got backhanded, y'all. Oh, goodbye. Oh my god, that last attack there, holy moly. All right, I might hit this guy with the dogs for a second. Oh, the jellyfish, we have jellyfish now. How do I do that? Is it Alt? Can't remember how I cast a spell. Is it Alt? Oh no, what have I done? I can't remember how to cast a spell. Oh my god, that's such a slow delay. I forgot how to summon chat. You have a hammer now? That's rude. How long is this attack? Good lord. %. We're going stronger. I'm gonna figure out how I summon. Is it up arrow? I bound it to lower ammo, but that's where my other thing is. So I have to like hold something. System controls, key bindings. Is it Alt? What? It's E? Right, at E and then down. Thank you, my love. Dingaling. I have a jellyfish. I made a mistake. I greeted. Okay. Well, well, Mr. the Jellyfish. It would appear that you got hands. Holy moly. Well. And he wrote us a poem as he died. Hello again. What up, friend?
Have you heard of the Finger Maiden?
I sure haven't.
They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
I accept.
Then it's settled.
I am no longer maidenless.
Only by grace to turn runes into strength.
I will.
Another matter. Torrent has chosen you.
That's the horse.
Treat him with respect.
Didn't we already have like all of these conversations? I feel like this is
Let my hand
I feel like this is something we've. Oh my god! I got 13,000 runes. Holy moly!
your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
16, 16, 16. All right, we're level 25. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, let's keep going. What a cool looking castle. But I can just leave. There is shiny over there. Hold on, hold on. Oh, wait. Wait, the door's closed. I'm actually supposed to go that way. That's really funny. Or am I? I guess I could go in this way as well.
You there? Come over here, would you?
Hello.
You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it.
That one?
The castle undetected.
Cool.
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like.
Okay.
I pray for your success.
Thank you, friend.
You, the god, you'll slip.
That's a very weird necklace. I said go this way. What a helpfully positioned NPC. I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen to me or them. Why do we trust this person's advice? What do they have in them to lie, sweetie? Why would they lie to us? There's a bird? There's another bird. There's a third bird. Oh my god, there's birds with... Why do they have sword feet? Somebody here has a really messed up hobby. While you were at the bird feeder, I was practicing the blade. Do birds not usually have sword feet? I mean, not in Canada. I don't know where y'all are from. I mean, presumably Finland. Oh my god, there's two of them. I'm dead? Rude? Oh no. That can't be comfortable for the bird, is all I'm saying. I've heard of talons like swords, but this is ridiculous. Can I go this way? No. Well, maybe. That is some wild gouges in that wall. Like, look at that. Oops. I missed. Holy moly, these birds are so angry. Get parried. This is clearly a castle that was under siege. Yeah, but by what? Oh, that's pretty. Oh my god, that's so pretty. What the heck? I made it to another campfire. Convenient. Oh my god. About to make me dodge off the side of this stupid hill? Alright. Oh, hello again.
Forgive me. I've been testing you
Tell me more.
to see whether or not grace truly does guide you, and whether you are fit to face the challenge that entails. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance.
Okay.
I can take you to the Round Table Hall, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
Sub noise.
Hey, what's up, Pharmacist Judge? How are you, friend? Grace is not a very good guide. 1 out of 5 stars.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
So now I have a maiden and a place at the round table, which if I remember at the beginning, somebody was like, foul, tarnished, maidenless, you have no place at the round table. The round table hold is a place where tarnished gather, guided by grace. Combat is prohibited on the premises due to a pact of non-aggression. The round table hold is located outside of the world. What's this? Who are you?
This is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new tarnished made their way to the round table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard.
Yeah, I don't think so. Tell me more about yourself.
A word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the round table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Is their walking stick got like a hand grip up at the top? That is so many weapons. Enter Coliseum combat? No. Who are you?
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind.
I don't believe so.
Eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
Let's talk to you again.
Be sure to tell me if you she's a servant.
Sure.
I've lost count of them. On it.
Uh-oh. I feel like I just jumped into a boss arena. Ah, crap. What have I done? No! Oh, crap. Oh my god, they... So if I want to go back and get my 3500, that probably doesn't work very well. 3500 is a lot for me right now. Oh my god, I'm back here? Who are you? Were you here last time?
I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the Two Fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace.
I do see it.
Do. Wonderful news. Most tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the Two Fingers?
Sure. Urgent heal. Oh, these are spells. Yeah, I'm doing no shot doing spells the first time. They feel like they've got big, like, monk, but, you know, they've taken a vow of suffering energy, you know what I mean? Sure.
What do you need?
Oh, it's you again. What do you mean by a house guest?
Are you aggrieved at the notion you are but a visitant here? Then you would do well to remember the first words of grace given to you. Stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
Do you want any gameplay tips? No, thank you.
Any meaning to you. Follow the guidance of grace. Lay low the shard bearers and claim for yourself a great rune.
A great rune, okay.
And the doors to the Round Table's inner chamber will open, and you will receive the wisdom of the Two Fingers.
Yeah, I'm new to this game, and I kind of just want to explore and see what's up. And there's probably things that could save me a lot of time, but like from what I've heard, this is a game about just exploration and figuring stuff out, and just being told what to do anytime I enter an area immediately. A, sounds exhausting, but B, also sounds like it would spoil like a big chunk of what this game is about. So let's just hang out. Offer a bell bearing. The twin maiden husks. What does, I don't have any ball bearings. Okay. Hunt for ball bearings. Okay. When invaded, request, what do you mean invaded? Increases memory slots. Sure. All kinds of weapons. Very interesting. Did we beat Margit? We did. We did. Turns out jellyfish OP. Alright, we went in here last time. Somebody took all our money and killed us. Let's try a different direction. Apparently I cannot open that door until I have a one great rune. Oh, who are you?
You're a new face. No matter. It's all the same. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing.
Okay. Strengthen an armament. If I had 960, I could make that work. All right. About the chains on your legs.
It's the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it.
You're a prisoner?
No, don't read too much into it. I've no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
Well, if I'm going to get you to smith something, I should get my runes back. Let's go make a mistake. My thought is if I jump in here... I'm a genius, and now I can leave. No! Oh. Oh. Cipher Pata. That scared me. Maybe there's more loot down here. Hey, what's up? Oh no, I got him out of stamina. That door does nothing. This door does nothing. Oh, I probably have to kill to get out of here, don't I? Okay, well. All right. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right. I can probably sell stuff if I wanted to get out of here. Are you a giant thingy? Oh. Oh, I can rest here. I guess I did. And that was me dying to the Canadian wilderness. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, sweet. Is there a way out? I don't know. I mean, I bet you if we killed them, there would be.
Greetings, great champion called by grace.
Hello.
I am Fia.
Hi, Fia.
Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly.
Sure.
So you might share with me some of your lively vigor.
What?
And your stout-heartedness. Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion. And you, I am sure, will bear a Baldakin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act.
You want a hug? Yeah, you can have a hug.
My thanks, great champion.
I wonder if she's a vampire. That helmet does not seem very intimate.
You are very warm.
Oh.
What you felt light up inside you was a Baldakin's blessing. Though it is but a fleeting thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
You hugging any weird lady that asks? I mean, she kind of looked like she needed a hug. I wonder what the blessing does. Oh, apply cosmetics? Nah. All right. I am curious.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your own.
Sell. I can sell things. Well, this is convenient. I can just sell these for the same cost as it would be to use them. So that's faster. And now I can strengthen my sword. What? I don't have enough somber smithing stones? Do you have any of those? Well, tragic. And what's down here? Right, I also got another thing. Maybe I got another weapon? I got the Cipher Pata. Oh, it's a faith-based weapon. Interesting. So this looks like the opposite side of that same area. Down in the pantry. Oh. Oh. I have one of these. Oh. Ooh, oh my god, I got a crossbow? Cool. Oops. I can't rebind the two-handed because of, this is a safe space. I can't swing a weapon or whatever. That's fine. Hugging random ladies is how I wound up in my second cult. Oh. Skill diff, I guess. Assassin's Prayer Book? Give to a learned cleric to acquire a new incantation. Well, I know at least one learned cleric. We met him upstairs. Hello. Where'd you go?
Ah, well then.
Give a prayer book.
That is a work of heresy. Nations bear no lineage from the Erd Tree. Very well. I'll take it off your hands.
The assassins approach. Cool.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
I feel like I've talked to most of the people here. Don't want to enter the Coliseum of Combat. Well, that was neat. And this is the one that I need a major rune. And the door will open for me. Sure. All right. Let's head back to where we were. Which was here. Younger Serge was way too trusting. There's that bird that attacked me. Nah. What do you mean way too trusting? Joe said current Serge is way too trusting. Oh. I'm gonna go stab this man in the back. Please hold. They saw me. Equip a bow and fire arrows. No, I'm good. Get staggered. Oh. Now I can't help but notice that these guys look an awful lot like the person we talked to at the front door, who told us to sneak in this way. I see the silhouette of a big guy. Hi, buddy. How are you? What's over here? Oh, I'm sorry, I meant over here. Sorry. Oh, God, this is so awkward. I meant over this way. Oh, I'm just so clumsy. Sorry, oh, God. Oh, I'm just making such a mess of this place. Wonder what emotions the other smithing stones are? My cabbages! Excuse me? Was I in the middle of a bunch of explosive barrels and Buddy was about to throw an explosive stone at me? I do not enjoy your vibe. I kind of feel like I need to upgrade this. I need to do slightly more damage somehow. I think if I can do slightly more damage, I might be able to one-shot some of these people. What is this statue? Oh, absolutely nothing. Do I have enough to level up my strength? I've been doing it slightly, but no, it cost me like 5,000 or 6,000. Maybe by the time I make it to the next thingamabobber, I will. Another cutscene. I hate that. Good. Okay. Cool. Rude. It was a tarp. Well, as long as we're dry. Oh God, I have so far to go. Ready for one of the runbacks of all time? My flasks. Oh, big boom. My idea was to try and just run through that. That was a bad idea. Well, this is unfortunate because I actually feel like I have fewer flasks than I had last time going into this fight now. Oh no, I'm out of flasks. Jump attack. Jump attack. Push the advantage. I ran out of stamina. They were 1 HP and I ran out of stamina. Tragic. It's okay. No one else has ever been punished by going for the last hit and then dying before you could achieve it, right? Nobody who's played a Souls game has ever gotten greedy for a last hit? Okay, okay, okay. Just me? Tough but fair. Soon I will learn your ways. You just ignored that completely, didn't you? They just ignored my hit, and then I was dead. I did all that work to run back, and then one combo. I died to one combo. Tragic. Wow, I'm not getting many souls from the enemies I'm killing either, huh? Boom. What do you do with excess armor? I guess you sell it? I said excess, Fisher. I have more than one. I think that was the second piece I got. Or do you only ever get one? I thought I got exile armor. Yeah, twice there. Dupes you sell? All right. The horn is kind of comical. It is very high-pitched, isn't it? All right, no greed this time, chat. All right, no greed. Good Lord. Have a good one, Fish Store. The stupid Black Knight has now taken me more attempts than the 3 bosses I have fought today. And I bet you're going to tell me, like, this is just a regular dude. This is just a regular inhabitant of the castle. I'm going to die here. This guy sucks? All right. Oh my god, where are you? There you are. Dang. Y'all. I felt like I was getting closer that time. I'm very sad about this. You spent 8 hours running up these stairs just to beat this guy? I thought that time I played better. I don't think that was greedy. I don't feel like I can dodge on the stairs here because of, I don't want to accidentally roll off the side and die, you know? Ow. Okay. Where's my loot? I feel with the shield block, yeah, the second attack is maybe not great there. I feel with the shield block, it's really tough. Like you're really incentivized to try and actually go for that second hit, but that's wrong. Like the second hit either for stagger or for bleed there. And I think I'm just supposed to wait for the opening. Fwee. I mean, they have so many gifts for me. Look at all that stuff. Wow. The other thing that's kind of wild about this is how few runes that we're getting from the other guys here too. Makes it kind of a bummer because it means that like this isn't really like a great spot to farm either, you know what I mean? I hated those three at the top of the stairs so much. Kind of feels like it, yep. I survived the boat for the first time. What's a boat? But thank you. Oh, Icebreaker! Oh, what's up, Annex? Krat's friend. It's so demoralizing to get into this room and to die to that enemy that quickly. Like, it's a big bummer. It's a big, big bummer. And I realize I could just probably run through that room and leave it, But the flip side of that, the reason I don't want to do that is that there's a chest. Anybody else see that chest and think to themselves, nah, man, that's mine. Yeah, I haven't touched Tarkey in a very long time. I was playing a bunch with a bud of mine, and I was going through the, I was almost at the Lightkeeper, and then I was just like, I don't have time for this, and so I stopped. All right. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you, and I hate your stinky face. That sounds delightful, my love. Please. I hate this stinky night chat. I hate them. I hate them in their stinky face. Oh my god, I died. Fascinating. This is what they call complacency. Goodbye. You know what that kind of reminds me of? Reminds me of the start of a Cake song. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. The only thing that's interesting about these bomb throw homies is they seem like they have a different pattern. Like, they both don't always throw, which is kind of interesting. There's like a slight bit of variance. And I wonder if it's because they have like a slightly different detection range. Alright, I don't have any money here anymore because I died. What's up, EK? I'm gonna cheese this guy, I don't even care. Oh my god, you can cheese me too? My stamina. My stamina. My stamina. My stamina betrayed but not me. Oh yeah, we came pretty close. This time, my friends. Ooh, Exile Greaves. I mean, the nice thing about farming these idiots as many times as we have is we could look like them. We could dress like them. And then maybe they won't bully us anymore. Picked up some equipment carts from the LGS. I'm finishing some work. And then, maybe a roguelike as a treat. Oh my god. EK actually living the dream. For real, for real. No. My jump attack. You're excited to play with me and I rain checked Homer's stream? I mean, I'm sad to miss that too. I'm doing it, chat. I don't even care if I have to attack the hitbox of this corner of this wall. I will fromage the heck out of this. I'm going to turn this Black Knight into poutine. All right? That is how you do it. Doesn't have to be honorable, you just have to win. Give him the old Elden Ring, the curved sword talisman. What does that do? Oh. Boosts fire damage negation. When do I ever guard counter, chat? Let's go with the Twin Blade Talisman. And Rusty Key. God, if it was a mimic, that'd be very funny. Oh. Oh God, I made a mistake. Now hold up, I bet you the key is for that door. But I also notice that there is a loot above me. Very interesting. Maybe we come back here later. Did I beat the knight? Don't blink. Serge Jaeger might surprise you at any time with his outside-the-box strategies and unbelievable gaming instincts. Hoser. Oh. see that perfect parry? Hi, cutie. Please get staggered. Can somebody get OSHA on the phone? These walkways seem so dangerous. Some kind of brick hammer. Joe just brought me fresh BC strawberries and a spoonful of Nutella. I don't know how to tell you this, chat. I think she might like me. What should I do? Oh. I made a mistake. Goodbye. Do you enjoy my fall there, sweetie? All right, progress. We're progging. Actively progging. Did I go this time? You know, you'd think I'd remembered that. You'd think. And you'd be wrong. Huh. You know what? Okay. How am I supposed to get down there? No! Apparently we don't have any clean spoons, so Joe gave me Nutella to eat with a fork. Just a very odd... All right, y'all. How you doing? You having a good time? Do you have a good weekend? What'd you get up to? I went to a Riftbound tournament. And it was legitimately delightful. Like, I actually had so much fun. Exile Greaves. Hold on. Take a look at some fashion here real quick. How are the side events? Fun. Yeah, again, everything I did was a good time. It's more heavy. Yeah, I don't know what any of these stats mean. What does poise mean? Poise is stun resistance? Interesting. No, I'm like legitimately asking. What does poise do? Yeah, stun resistance? Okay. Still medium if I put that on. Let's put these foot soldier greaves on too. Look at me now. Am I still cute? Anti-stagger and stun, sure. All right. The ability to withstand a hit without having your own action interrupted. Interesting. All right, I'm not going to get got by this person again this time. Oh my God, I got extra got. They interrupted me. I'd just like you to know that they interrupted me mid-roll. Wild. Oh no. Where am I? My jump attack did nothing. All right, I've decided that this time, no. I bet you I'm just going to end up down there. I don't need to drop down. I don't need to do anything fancy. I'm out of here. Oh, God. Try that again. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Back up. So when you played this game, y'all, did you follow the campfire? Oh, I hate everything. I hate everything. Why is there a hole there? Why is there a hole there? Who put a hole there? When you were playing this game, did you like full clear a zone? I'm just kind of been following the campfires because I also know that this game is what we like to call too big. Like this game's got a bad case of the too much to do. So for example, like I could have like gone and explored that tree, but instead I was like, no, I don't want to go explore the tree. You sort of follow the campfires, but you also get distracted a lot. every corner and every pond. Dang. Tried to clear as much as I could, but I also missed and or forgot about a lot of things. Interesting. This game's all about scope creep. Yeah, but I know there's like oh my god. How? Again? I hate you. No, I didn't fall in the hole this time. I just got stabbed in the back by the same person who stabbed me in the back 4 times. Like, I should just know better by now. Silver pickled fowl foot. Bless you. Aha. A mushroom. It doesn't look like this place got sieged. It looks like this place got dragoned, by the way. Oh, wait. Wasn't there one of these that I could, like, jump back through? Maybe not. Yeah, the reason I asked that is I'm, like, aware of the fact that if you try and clear every single boss, there's, like, 300 of them, and that's not really what I want to do. Maybe I do want to just kind of, I don't know, run around and get distracted. I worry if I run around and get distracted, then... Like, I have no illusions. Oh, you're so angry. Well, that one was easier. All the way down. I have no illusions of, like... committing to wanting to beat this game or anything like that. But I just worry that I'll like wander into a spot that's too high level for me and then I'll just die. And as such, my thought was, well, if I follow the plot, ideally it will be like, hey, a campfire. My hope is it'll be like kind of progression gated, if that makes sense. Contraption does not move. Okay. So yeah, that's the hope, you know? The hope is we follow the campfires and we run into a bunch of stuff that we're designed to be encountering when we're supposed to encounter it. Sorry, somebody just fired an arrow at me? Who are you? How do I get over to you? Oh, I almost fell. I decided I could always get more souls and losing them wasn't very important. I mean, sort of the tricky thing, it's not even necessarily about losing my souls. It's about, there's a certain vulnerability on streaming a game. And specifically in a game like Dark Souls, the more you die to a boss, the more chat, despite insistence, is incapable of helping themselves, of starting to be like, have you thought about X? And you're just like, I guarantee you that's not. I will ask for help when we need it. And so there's like this idea of not really being allowed to struggle. Oh, that sucks. You're the horn guy. Because if I struggle, it's when the backseaters come out. So it's like trying to find the way, you know, I expect to not like, I don't expect this game to be, oh my God, there's so many enemies. I don't expect this game to be easy at any point, but like, I want to make sure I don't end up in a level that's an area that's massively over leveled. Please hold for a second. That makes sense? Oh, rip all my flasks. Well, let's find out what's over this way, shall we? What's up, James? How can I help you, my friend? Oh, there's a tree here. Joe sniped you. I mean, yeah, she did. I can go this way. What do you think's up here? Uh-oh. Have I been led astray? I have been. Oh, God. Well... Alright, well now I gotta go back upstairs. And got my souls back. No more exploring for me. That was a good death scream, thank you. I've been practicing. The archer didn't help. Oh my god. Camera? Devastating. Well, we have a problem. All right. Time to get my soul back. I got soul. I'm super bad. All right. Tarnished. Thank you, sweetie. Okay, let's just go this way. Well, that's a bird. Man, these birds suck. I'm sorry, do you have an explosive barrel? How do I fire? Well, that worked out better than I thought it would, but it was still not great. All right. That was a guard counter. Yep. Oh, I know. Who made this pathway? that leads onto a tile roof. I'm not angry, I just want to talk. Hello again, you hoser. Anyone else here? No. What's up? What's up, eggs? Oh my god. Leave me alone! No! What's up, Gunner? This idiot again. Oh, I have to fight all those birds again? What if I don't? What if I don't have to fight those birds again? What if I've learned that... No way. Just simply jump. Just simply jump, forehead. God, that's so funny. Who are you? You got a big axe. Sit down, please. Ah. Huh. No, I died. I have so far to go. You're so big. I just realized there's a dragon on your hat. There once was a man by the ledge who dropped off and fell from the edge. He ran from his corpse and recovered his gorps, but it's still easier than piloting dredge. So what did I do before I did this? Hello. I beg your pardon? There was a roof there, sir. Oh, you got the big bop. Man. It's okay, we're learning. We're learning, we're progging. Oh my god, we barely made the jump that time. Gamers call that the Elden Ring delay. Let's call it dial-up internet. The way they be attacking me like they got a 500 ping. Oh my god. I shouldn't have died in that room because now it's extra hard for me to get all of my Elden Rings back. Okay, good. I touched them. It's only 1,200? What am I doing? Why'd I throw my life away for that? There once was a hero who died, then got up and learned, and then died. Instead of asleep, he started to weep and proceeded to whoops, nope, he died.
Jeffrey.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, 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 Saint! Alright, I'm blaming that one on you. Thank you for the prime, baby. Copium mode engage, blame chat. The rare sub death. Thank you, friend. Fall back. There's a wall behind me. I'm stuck. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Gotta refresh that mental. A lot of the times that I'm engaging these enemies, I try and greed for like one great big hit to like start off the fight, and I don't know why I do that, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like somehow it's going to give me some advantage instead of just setting up. Maybe this time. No, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to land it this time. All right, you ready? Hit him with a big old bonkus. Big old, big sword, big bonkus is the name of my combo. Big old, big sword, big bonkus Mark II. Big Sarge, big bark. I'm one-handing it right now. That's why. There you go. There we go. That's why it was bad. Thank you. The strategy was sound. Somehow my hand slipped off the grip. No. You don't count attempts in this game, Gunner. You only count successes. And I just simply haven't succeeded yet. Get out of here. Oh, so close. Almost. So the part that I don't understand, and I think what's thrown me off, is sometimes I can count on my attack to stagger. And then sometimes I can't. And is it just a percentage chance? Or am I doing something different the times that I stagger versus the times that I don't? I'm like legitimately curious why sometimes a thing happens and sometimes it doesn't. Is it just RNG? No, I mean, but this enemy, right? Like, there you go. That time I interrupted his attack, right? No. No! Thank goodness. Can you imagine? I missed that last attack because for whatever reason the camera decided not to lock on that enemy. The Mimic's Veil. What's that? Use FP to mimic a nearby object. No, thank you. It's the best item in the game. It's a meme item, isn't it? It's the best item in the game if you want a meme. Can be good sometimes. Oh no. Kind of feel like there's a boss there and I was supposed to find a bonfire before I fought it. Why isn't there a bonfire here? You troll invaders with it? Why not just simply turn off PvP? This is a big dog. Didn't matter. Crystallid's Memento. Lump of flesh. Another smithing stone. That means I can upgrade my weapon again. Oh no. Well. Oh my god, it saw me. Oh, it's not a boss. It's just gross. Neat. There's so many limbs here. There was that woman I met who was like, I want to go and become one with the spider bean. And I was like, yo, dog, isn't that a bad idea? And she's like, I fear the pain. And I thought maybe that was a boss, but it's just a homie. Yeah, it's not a boss, it's just a gross. Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye. There's so many limbs. Ooh, I got berries. Okay. There's a kitchen. An axe. Hello, bear man. What's up, Batarka? This game has some major baggage about hands. A lot of talk about fingers. A lot about fingers and a lot of holes. Well. Where does this go? No, I greeted for the last hit. Why? Why did I greed? Now, you know what else I've realized? Fireproof dried liver. I don't have enough of these stone wards, chat. It's kind of messed up, to be honest. This looks like a secret passage right there. Okay, well, I guess we're going back up this way, aren't we? This game never rewards greeting. I did it. I couldn't unfocus that one enemy in front of me to try and like turn and run, which is tight, which was very tough. I killed the giant many hands person. I don't even feel like I got all that much further. Also, for what it's worth, I'm clearing towards loot, and I kind of feel like I've cleared in this one direction. Like the direction led to a circle, and so I'm just kind of skipping ahead to what I consider to be like the next logical spot now. I don't know if that's true. Nice. Wait, somebody shot at me. Less nice. Another very interesting moment here is where this barricade is pointing, right? Like, the barricade is pointing towards the door where the abomination was inside of, which then kind of implies that they're not on the same side. Like, who is sieging who here? Oh, are these the defenders that are holding the castle gate? Who are these people, chat? What is the lore here? What am I experiencing? Magic grease. Is this the front door? Ah, did you hear me mashing? Did you hear me mashing my dodge button? Do I want to know? Yeah, who are these people? They're castle guards? Yeah. What's up, Raven? Here just in time for death? Well, the nice thing about Elden Ring is you're always here in time for death. It was nice getting to see you in Vancouver, Raven. Joe says, jealous that I got to have lunch with Raven. He took me to an excellent Japanese restaurant. Should not surprise you that he has excellent taste in restaurants. Oh my god, you can... Sorry, I actually dodged that bolt so that it would shoot their own teammate. I didn't realize that it would just go through them. Because a lot of other projectiles in this game actually hurt themselves, like the small bombs. Can I use this? No, it's too bad. Went straight through the gate. All these barricades pointed at me. Oh my god. Sorry, like actual camera troll that time. Could I have gone straight through the gate? Oh my god. Okay, screw that way. What even hit me? I don't know. That's incredibly funny. Oh, there's another homie right here. Am I gonna try marathon? Probably not. I don't have time. Oh, you're big. If I'm gonna die, at least I want to die somewhere it's easy to get my stuff back. No, that was so close. Yes, sweetie? Joe likes it. They looked like they were cheering after they killed me. And she's like, that's rude. BM. She said their face looks like a butt. Wait, I could go this way. What's upstairs here? Oh, nothing. Ah, I finally have a fire arrow. Some people in chat have been like, have you heard the good word of fire arrow? And I was like, I have not. Trying to make my way through this without having to kill every single enemy. Please. What's up, Heron? How are you, friend? Ooh, my stagger. Safe in here? Found a weird painting. No! Finished all the available Subnautica content yesterday. Very nice. Very nice. Hope you had a good time. I quite enjoyed Subnautica 2. I've never played any other FromSoft games. So when you tell me that they're always safe, I will just believe you. There's no room for nuance, hints, or subtlety. All right. So I'll just assume that that painting is in fact safe, and I'll go say hi to it. Uh-oh. There's an arrow in my shoulder. I have 1 HP. The camera is trying to kill me. Somehow survived. Okay, this is where I died. Prophecy painting. Oh. That seemed fine. Huh. Yeah, no idea what that was. Neat. Y'all, this area is enormous. Ow. I killed it. Take that, you hoser. What is my build? Sword. Oh my god, I finally found one. I finally found a fire. My build is big sword. I have strength, and I'm trying to go up until I get 18 strength. At which point I can like one-hand this, appear to be one-handing this. I'm going to even points into whatever gives you the blue bar, but not the blue bar. Whatever gives me the green bar, whatever gives me the red bar. And strength. The paintings of a real spot in the game. That makes sense. That's cool. Do I have enough to level up? So there you go. I'm trying to keep vigor, endurance, and strength even. Until I hit 18 strength. And I'm probably just going to go with more stamina and more HP up until the point that I hit. Doesn't open from this side. I'm probably going to keep trying to go with even. Basically until I find a weapon that encourages me to do something else. You believe it leads to a treasure. Oh. Where can I check my paintings, though? Like, where can I see that? It's under collected items. Inventory. Ah. Interesting. Are you friends? What the heck are these little jars? Oh my god, a big one came out. What are you? You know, we didn't have to fight them and I. That was jarring. Mods, please ban them. I like that they, if I don't attack them, do we just get to chill? Nope. I'm just leaving. What are you? Show me your secrets. Wait, another one? I'm finding way too many of these now. Lost them. I don't even know. Like these two grace sites. What do you call these? Site of grace. It's too many words. Bonfires. We're way too close together. Oh, there's another person? Oh, you pulled out your sword. Oh! How did that hit me? Big bonkus. Big bonkus. Oh, is that still the main? We just kept going up that main route. Interesting. Another golden seed. Another golden seed means another golden flask, right? I believe. Just gonna ignore those stupid hummingbird looking things.
Be proud. You were a fine warrior. Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the runes lift you to a higher place.
Hello.
Well, who do we have here? Tarnished, are you? Clearly not one of Godric's lot. I am Nefeli Lu. Tarnished and warrior, like you.
Oh, a friend.
I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly repellent this is. This grafting of Godric's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds.
I can't believe how long this castle's gone on for.
Godric, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain father would permit me aid the fight.
We love Nefeli? Okay.
As fellow down whatever road takes us to the throne of Elden Lord.
Cool. Maybe one more dialogue?
Apologies. As
Okay.
fellow down whatever road.
Yeah, all right. All right. So, I got the little golden seed. Can I go through here? No. I got the little golden seed, which means I can upgrade my flask sitch. Oh my god, there's literally the boss right there. That's so funny. When somebody said, hey, you gonna do the boss? I didn't even look that way. That's so funny. Need a sacred tear to do that. Golden seed, okay. It sure is a fog door, yeah. What's this? Oh, I have a friend. I have a cooperator. And you know what? I'm not done there. Oh, hello.
Mighty dragon, thou the true born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights.
That's too many fingers. Oh, those nails.
Well, a lowly tarnished, playing as a lord. I command thee, kneel!
No, thank you.
I am the lord of all that is golden.
Bad news, I'm not golden. How do you like jellyfish? Oh, what a good roll. Okay. Did you just cut off his own arm?
Truest of dragons. Lend me thy strength.
Okay, this is impossibly sick. Okay. Oh. This is like not fair when it's a 3v1, y'all. Am I out of flasks? No, I'm not. Well, okay, I guess first try. Okay, sure. Dope. Godric's Great Rune. Oh, I needed a Great Rune to open the door back at the whatchamadoodle. The Great Runes you receive by defeating Shard Bearers have lost their beneficial power. However, their powers can be restored at divine towers throughout the lands between. Okay. Do I get to talk to Neferi again? Or Nefeli, or whatever the name? Poor dragon. I guess I'm going to go back and talk to her. Is she still there, or is she somewhere else? She'll move somewhere else? Okay. Right, so no point going back over there and seeing if she's there. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Wait, NPC icons show up on the map? Yeah, then she's still there. This game's fun, y'all. I was lied to? The map is full of liars? I feel like I didn't really get to experience that fight. I feel like the bosses just kind of died. Maybe that's okay? I mean, I guess it's good that I didn't get stuck on a boss, and I did, you know, beat my head against the wall for that, like, random NPC Black Knight for a while. How was I lied to? Somebody said the NPC was on the map. I checked the map. I went to where the NPC was on the map. There was no NPC. If that isn't being lied to, then I don't know what is. Poison is one of his weaknesses? I knew that. I of course knew that. That's why I had the poison enemy equipped. Who are you? What are you stepping on?
What a pathetic excuse for a lord.
Oh, it's this homie again.
Craven to the bone. Pushing me about like that. And after all that grafting, where did that get you? Look down on me, would ya? Godric, you filthy slug. Feel it. Feel it. Feel my bloody wrath.
How's it going?
Hello there. This weasel
I just happened to notice that Buddy's hand is gone.
was always looking down on me.
Right?
I bloody deserve thanks to you. I tell you though, what goes around comes around. He had an ugly heart, an uglier countenance, and met the ugliest of ends, eh?
Oh, I can shop here. I mean, I don't think I care, but thank you. So I'm kind of tempted to go back to the round circle really quickly, but also I'm still in the middle of like a big zone. And I kind of feel like I should keep exploring the big zone, you know? Big chair. This is my big chair now. What's up? Big chair for a big butt. I gotta say, this game is much more pleasant with online turned off. And so there aren't all the messages kind of like spoiling an encounter, right? Like, enemy ahead. You're like, okay. There is some humor, you know. I do miss the dog pointing at a turtle, but I do think for the most part that I'm happier. Oops. With this new layout. A grape. Hello. Maiden, dear maiden, where are you? Please take my grapes. Interesting. What about all the messages that tell me to try fingers in holes? Yeah. Oh. Is there actually nothing to do here? Good Lord. Wait. Wait. How big is this game?
Hello? Is someone there?
Hello.
My name is Hayata.
Size, yes.
I'm in search of the distant light. If I might be so bold as to ask, would you donate any Shibriri grapes in your possession to me? My eyesight has been weak since birth, you see. I can't tell which way I'm supposed to go next.
Well, that's convenient.
One of those grapes. I can feel a distant light in the back of my eyes. It will lead me to my true duty as a finger maiden. Oh, many thanks to you. Now I can feel the distant light once more. You are most kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you. You are most kind. May the blessing of the...
There's just so much to explore out there. Hi, Ben. How are you, friend? Hope you've been enjoying Serge Stumbles Through Elden Ring. Now, I have a very important question. I have time for probably one more adventure today. And I would like to propose one of three options. Option number one, we just keep heading north. We just go north. We explore this new zone. Option number two is we head back to whatever the home circle is, and we use our great big rune and try and open the great big rune door. And then option number three is we go back and we backfill. There's like this tree right here I never went to. We could go back and try and do one more thing in the other zone. So what do you think? New lands, explore the great rune, or go fight a tree? Joe says tree. And don't tell me based on like what a good player would do. Tell me the one that rocks. Go fight a tree. A tree. Couple people say northbound. Couple people say hold. A lot of people are saying tree. Oh, you want to say tree because Joe voted tree? All right. Let's go pick a fight with a tree, y'all. There are these trees all over the place. Wait, hold on. I can upgrade my weapon first. Let's go do that. Gunner votes for canal. Bold. Now, I believe I should be able to strengthen my armament. Yes. Level 2 Fang. Now, has that changed my stats? No, my stats still want 18. So presumably I hit harder now. I want it to be daytime. Nighttime scares the Serge. And that's the rough direction of the tree. I mean, imagine it's not that hard to see where you're going. You're looking for a giant tree. Wait, you live? Okay, no, these dogs are... No. Nope. Oh, there's a campfire. Oh my god. No, 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 no. Oh. You can put a pin on the map and it'll show on your compass. That's actually kind of huge. Wait, oh. That helps a lot. Thank you very much. Oh, there's a bridge. Oh, you're here and alive. La. They just wanted to sing me the song of their people. Man, there's so much cool stuff over here, though. Like, look at that. There's a thing over there. What is this? Oh, that's a person. Okay, these are just a bunch of angry people. Are they like tree people? What are they? Because, like, look at this. There's a tree there, but what if I went this way? No, stay focused. Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god. Oh, there's an... dude, there's so much cool stuff here. Okay, so this statue means I will respawn here. I don't have to find a campfire. What are you? Hell yeah. All right. What should we name our jellyfish, chat? Oh, my attack is way too slow. Oops. Captain Jello is such a good name. That was... Oh my goodness. Jello, no. Oh my goodness, I thought I called that shot. Jello! How do you pose? I gotta do the streamer thing where like I pose afterwards. But I don't know how. Cool. Oh, I even forgot to pick up my my runes afterwards. You have to assign a pose? Oh, okay. All right, let's do it. Let's do it so we can style on somebody here. Whatever. You just like... Is this the goal? All right, so now this tree is mine, right? Glory for Jello. Come back. I've claimed the tree? Okay. And what do I do with a tree now that this is mine? Photosynthesize. You know what? Hold on. I did get some stuff, right? I did get... None of these. I guess they were items. There's like a bunch of weird orbs, right? Yeah. I got the Crimson Burst Crystal Tier. Where do I equip these? Opaline bubbles here. Oh, you can't. Okay. That's a cool new thing that I can't do anything with. All right, that makes sense. All right, well, that was faster than I thought it was going to be. So let's explore what else is upstairs here. And then there was that cool looking building that I kind of just looked at and didn't do anything about. Why is this area on fire? Bing bong? Yo. God, this game is impossibly sick. So there were two things that I saw. The first was there's like that cool looking cathedral thing. And the second thing I saw was the gargoyle that points to the hidden dungeon. Can I get inside of a walking building? Probably. But one thing at a time. Did I screw up? Maybe. Well, now I'm down here anyways. Can I level up? Is there a way back up? I think I need to go back this way. What is that? Need to go back this way. Look at all these babas. They're perfect. They're so precious. Dog. Wait, did I just not look close enough? Oh my god, it was literally right here. Chat. No, thank you very much. I appreciate that. The like, he won't learn. No, I don't have any of these. Right, I did this last time. I have to solve the puzzle. Why is everybody so much taller than we are? Oh wait, you got back up? Why is everything so much taller than we are? Are we like some kind of faux human? Did you set your height to short during character creator? Did I make myself a short king? I'm gonna be real with you. I have no recollection. Either way, I have no idea. Maybe. Swing and a miss. Strike one. So I gotta say, I'm quite enjoying having a big, slow punch weapon. Oh, I've done this puzzle before. Excuse me? Oh, this is a new variant. And finally, I get to go upstairs. I figured this out last time. Hello? Uppies? Only uppies when threatening. Just wanted to make sure I didn't walk away and have an enemy like reassemble behind my back, you know what I mean? Oh, perfect. This will let me fight the boss. Now there's one more direction I haven't gone. Just for the full clear, you know? Oh god, I've screwed up. I thought I was so smart. I thought I was going to cook them all to death, and it just absolutely did not. There we go. There we go. Right? All right, let's fight a skeleton, presumably. You ready, everybody? Goodbye. So apparently in video game design, you have enemies that hit hard, move fast, or are tanky, and you get to pick 2 out of 3. And apparently that one was move fast, hit hard, but no tanky. Because I felt like I hit them 3 times and they died. And our good friend over there, Jello, just drew aggro. Ludo was your favorite one? I don't know if I can betray Captain Jello right now. Captain Jello has been such a homie. Captain Jello has been like my best friend. I don't know what to tell you. This is awesome. This is so much fun. Although I do feel that like Jello might be OP. Like, what do you do? What do you do when your summons are so powerful? I mean, I guess I am just kind of running around the tutorial area, right? All right, the next thing I wanted to check out was whatever the heck this is. There's a cathedral up here. Hello. Good day, gentlemen. Church of Pilgrimage. The mausoleum prowls, cradling the soulless demigod. O Marika, Queen Eternal, he is your unwanted child. Okay. What'd I get? What are you? You are a sacred tear. Oh, I need those, if I remember correctly. I need those to level up how good my flasks are. Incredible. And then Melina's here. Hello.
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika.
Oh, Marika, pardon me.
Long ago.
Marika.
If you wish, I will share them with you.
Hit me with your lore.
In Marika's own words. Then, after thy death, I will give back what I once claimed. Return to the lands between. Wage war. And brandish the Elden Ring. Grow strong in the face of death. Warriors of my lord, Lord Godfrey.
I don't know if there's like a cellar beneath the church or something like that. Well, this all felt extremely worthwhile. I got a tree. You know what? Let me go talk to the big mausoleum. Just because we're vibing, right? We're just flying through stuff right now. Why not just explore this whole peninsula? I feel like the big moving mausoleum, big old ding dong. Is that supposed to be a turtle, chat? What do you think? What kind of vibe do you get from the walking mausoleum? Oh no, never mind. I found something that's gonna make me sad. It's a dog? That's fair. Oh. All right, let's... Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Please hold. What do you think's down here? Is there a second enemy here? Who hit it? There was a second enemy. Dang. Balrog? Yeah. There's this, and there's another one of those circles. The last time I fought a circle, man, that was probably like the hardest thing I've done this entire game, was when I had to get this sword. God, how many tries do you think I worked on that? 30? Oh. All right, never mind. I thought I was going to have to fight a boss. Winged Scythe. It was 5? Oh, you mean based on my counting? So true. All right, yeah. Let's... Why not? Wait, do I not get to get into this one? Containers. You'll need a cracked pot. So I can't get into this one without a, Wait, I can. Right. Man. Bummer. I was about to go bash my head against the wall. The Dismounter. Who are all these homies? Oh, they're headless knights? Hello. Oh. Ah! Oh, please. Oh, my horse. Oh, God. Okay. What's up? What do you get for this manicure? Presumably this. Hello. Cool. What's in the box? So everybody outside had no head, and this man had no head. With the remembrance duplication menu, you can duplicate remembrances you previously acquired. A duplication can only be performed once. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I feel like I have unlocked a cool thing, and I just don't understand what a remembrance is. So maybe I'm supposed to read what a remembrance is first. Take the power of its namesake via finger reader. Don't worry about it for now? Okay, yeah. I feel like all of my little adventures have been a little bit faster than I thought they would be, but that's okay. It'll come up later? Oh, for sure. Maybe mark it on the map? I mean, I'm probably not going to forget where a giant walking turtle mausoleum thing was. Why is even the sea in this game so pretty? Like, what the heck, Elden Ring, man? What the heck? Everything about this game.
Well, there's been an age since I've seen a customer. How can I help here at the end of the earth?
I'm just going to start buying all this. Oh, Stoneward keys. Hey. I wanted those. Can I sell these for what they're worth? I can. Okay. So actually the other thing I'd want to sell is, can I sell, I had that duplicated piece of armor. Yeah, there we go. Do I have any duplicate weapons? Not really. God, I can sell everything. Lantern attached to your waist to illuminate your surroundings? That seems so handy. Holy moly. Oh, it's 1800. To use smithing stone to upgrade your weapons? That's what I've done with it so far, yeah.
Have a safe journey.
So now I want to equip that lantern, hopefully somewhere. Maybe I didn't understand what a lantern did. Nice. That's exactly what I was hoping it would do. Now I just have a lantern on me. Yay! Okay. I want to head back to this. Why can't I see my beacon? Oh, it's... Of course. No more total darkness fights. Can you imagine back in Godric's castle if I had this? It'd be so much more chill. Holy moly. Was the lantern in Hollow Knight also 1800? Oh, I have no idea. But that would be a fun little like callback, wouldn't it? Hello. Manger. All right. Are you ready to get bullied, my friends? Let's see what's about to happen. Oh, Jello can't join. All right. No? Rude? God, I'm doing so bad right now. No, stop it. You're probably gonna hit me with ice now? Wait, you look like you're actually weak for a second. Oh! That's what we call the big old AoE there. Oh no! I hadn't seen that attack yet. You know what? For a first try, that was not bad. That was not bad at all. Ancient hero of Zamor. I feel like my build is working in a way that makes me feel good as well, which is kind of cool. Yeah, there were that one attack that hit me that I hadn't seen before, which is too bad. You keep asking where all the tall skeletons come from. Uh-huh. Oops. Dang. I feel like I got too close to the wall there. And that kind of screwed me up. Big bubble. Yes, I learned. Oh my god. Oh my god. He can't be stopped. Radagon's Scar Seal. What does that do? Oh, what happened? Do all the worms get to go home after the person they're stealing is defeated? What do you do now, little worm friend? What are you? I ain't chasing you down there. Now they just guard an empty cage? That's so sad. Raises attributes, but also increases damage taken. That sounds like a speedrunner item. That seems like if you can play perfectly, it's very good for you. Well, you know what? All of our missions were there. Let's try going back to Lost Grace now. I didn't think it was gonna I didn't think the tree was gonna go that quickly. So, presumably if oh, look at that. I got a major grace and now the door is open. That sure is 2 fingers. Oh my god, and they're moving.
Are you that new tarnished?
Yes. Oh, crap.
The words of the fingers, envoys to the greater will. Look there. The fingers tremble to welcome you, Shardbearer. Let their wisdom wash over you.
So when they said that there are going to be fingers, I assumed it was like figurative.
The golden order, anchor of all lands, giver of grace, wellspring of all joy. Until it was shattered, the tragic corruption of the order has taken its toll. Across the realm, life lies in ruin, fallen to pieces. Foul curses and misery spread, unabating. But the greater will has not abandoned the realm, nor the life that inhabits it. So it is that the tarnished are guided by grace, called to act. Brave tarnished, your great rune is a handsome shard of the Elden Ring. Seek another of its kind to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order.
Let the words of the fingers guide you.
Gotta give the shout out to Sapphic in chat. I know writers who use subtext and they're all cowards. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is not metaphorically the 2 fingers. It's just a homie that's... I can touch them? Oh, wait, sorry. I was supposed to do this. Oh, I can't! Dang it. I can't do the guard thing. There you go. Great. Anything else?
Well, I see. A remembrance of gold has found its way into your possession. Demigods and even the creator of the champions are hewn by the Earth Tree upon their end into remembrances. They are valuable indeed. These remembrances yet house the power of their former masters. And should you wish to wield that same power, well, I will lend you the strength of the fingers. Do not recoil from my offer.
Just...
The fingers guide us.
Eh?
And you, tarnished, you are here to take, are you not?
Sure. Give me the power of remembrance. With the power of remembrance menu, you can draw out the power of a namesake. It can provide 1 power, and once that power is claimed, it will be lost forever. So if I take it, so do I just turn the remembrance of the grafted into an axe and the dragon, which I can presumably sell for 2,000 runes? Am I interpreting that correctly, chat? I'm not interpreting that correctly. Okay. Oh, I pick one. Oh, and that makes sense. If I wanted to duplicate this, then I could have both. Interesting. I get the axe or the dragon. And yeah. Interesting. What if I don't care? What if I'm not going to use the axe or the dragon? Requires a strength of 34. Then you just sell it for runes. Do I sell the grafted for the runes, or do I sell the weapon? I command the kneel, bear witness. Okay, that's still kind of sick though. Option 3, you crack it for souls.
Now go forth. Let
Interesting. You can just consume it as well? There's a very real chance I'm just going to do the Final Fantasy thing and just hoard it forever. Oh, you used to sit in this chair. Oh, gross. Okay. Yeah, I hate this. You're just in a dark room. Yeah, I'm out. What if I just simply hold them forever? Oh, man. All right. That's what I usually do with it? Yeah. Can I level up or no? No, I'm just shy. Holding them forever is also an option. Yeah, just simply hoard it forever, right? Yeah. All right, friends, I'm going to quit there. I just got back from a convention. My voice is a little bit raspy. I don't want to stream forever. I want to make sure I get like a good night's sleep. Thanks for hanging out. This has been legitimately so much fun. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, the plan is definitely to play more of this. I'm having way too much fun. So, like, expect more of this until I get stuck or get bullied or something like that, you know? Thanks for being here. Thank you for the good vibes. Thank you as well just for, like, the general understanding around, like, letting a new player experience the game. It's very cool, and I really appreciate it, you know? I couldn't do what I do without each and every one of you, so thank you for that. If you're new, follow the channel. Come on back. We're going to raid my buddy Adam. He's checking out the new PoE 2 League. I think it started. I can't remember. So go make a new friend. And yeah, I'll see you next time, which, I don't know, could even be like tomorrow. Who knows? All right, bye.